Yeah, so I actually think you probably will see some sort of bounce on ETH just before. So you had that initial rally where probably smart money was buying off those dead lows, knowing that the merge was going to happen. Now you're just
Yeah.
seeing a little bit of asset selling because of de-risking. But I do think you probably, whether or not you pull back, now this is where 1250, 1275, if we got down there before the merge, I think you play it for a bounce right into the
For
merge in
sure.
that
Yeah.
scenario. But I
And you
do
got a
think
handle on both ETH and Bitcoin. Which one do you feel is the longer term upside, let's say, on its way to its next top?
That's a good question. Put it to you this way: I feel more comfortable being in Bitcoin right now. So if you had a portfolio and you just said, okay, of this 100,000, how much do you put in Bitcoin? How
Right.
much do you put in Ethereum? Assuming you had to be fully invested, I would probably do 65% Bitcoin, 35% Ethereum, mainly because again, you have to look at the risks, and there's more risks. I mean, we know that Gensler basically says Bitcoin's a commodity.
Right.
We know that it's Ethereum that we have to figure out how that's going to all play out. And that is an added risk. So you have to kind of factor that into your allocation in your portfolio. And just to be clear, like in terms of long term, I love Ethereum. I love Bitcoin. I'm not sold on any other cryptos yet because I think there's too much jockeying for those next few slots. And I think you have to be careful about that. I mean, we could see Solana emerge as a leader. We could see Avalanche. We could see any of these, but there's no guarantees. And if you look a year ago at what was in the top 10 or the top
Right.
15, a lot of those are no longer there, and that has to be factored in as well. But you know what's always been number one and number two? Ethereum and
Mm.
Bitcoin, right? So,
Yeah,
so
the
I
blue
think you just
chips
want to be
definitely.
careful about that as investors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be the better buy, pre-ETH? All right. As usual, Gareth, you always go the opposite way. It never fails. It never fails. I love it.
That's
Uh,
it.
it's
And let
fun
me just
too.
comment on that. So keep in mind, folks, that Ethereum has already run up significantly, probably a large portion to the merge, right? Obviously, the bounce in crypto was a part of that, but I never like to be in the crowd. So if you said you have to buy one thing right now, I would absolutely go with Bitcoin because it hasn't percentage-wise gone up as much. I don't want to be. I hate being in the last portion of people that get into an asset. I always want to be first. I like being first.